Pertinax's early years were marked by a hunger for knowledge and a thirst for adventure. He displayed an exceptional intellect and a keen interest in military strategy and governance from a tender age. His parents, though of humble origins, recognized his potential and spared no expense in providing him with the finest education available. Under the tutelage of renowned scholars and philosophers, Pertinax honed his mind and developed a deep understanding of the intricacies of politics, economics, and warfare. His insatiable curiosity led him to devour the works of ancient philosophers such as Plato and Aristotle, as well as military treatises by the likes of Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great. Pertinax's path to power began when he enlisted in the Roman army at the age of 16. His natural aptitude for leadership and his unwavering courage swiftly caught the attention of his superiors, propelling him through the ranks with remarkable speed. Within a few short years, he had risen to the rank of centurion, commanding the respect and admiration of his fellow soldiers. But it was on the battlefield that Pertinax truly distinguished himself. His tactical brilliance and strategic acumen earned him numerous victories against Rome's enemies, and his exploits soon caught the eye of Emperor Marcus Aurelius himself. Recognizing Pertinax's potential, Aurelius appointed him to a series of prestigious military positions, culminating in his appointment as governor of Britain in 185 AD. As governor of Britain, Pertinax proved himself to be a capable and just administrator, earning the loyalty of both the local populace and the Roman Senate. His efforts to quell unrest and improve infrastructure endeared him to the people, while his staunch support for the emperor endeared him to Rome's ruling elite. But it was during this time that Pertinax's ambitions truly began to take shape. Sensing the growing discontent among the Praetorian Guard, Rome's elite military force, Pertinax began to lay the groundwork for his eventual ascent to the throne. Through a combination of shrewd political maneuvering and strategic alliances, he positioned himself as the natural successor to Emperor Commodus, whose reign had become increasingly erratic and despotic. In the year 192 AD, Pertinax's patience and ambition finally bore fruit when Commodus was assassinated by members of the Praetorian Guard. Seizing the moment, Pertinax swiftly consolidated his power and was acclaimed emperor by the Senate, marking the beginning of a new chapter in Roman history. But little did he know that his reign would be as tumultuous as it was fleeting. Emperor Publius Helvius Pertinax ascended to the imperial throne amidst a swirl of intrigue and uncertainty. Though hailed as a beacon of hope by many, his reign would be marked by relentless challenges and formidable adversaries, both within and beyond the borders of the Roman Empire. Upon assuming power, Pertinax wasted no time in implementing a series of sweeping reforms aimed at restoring order and stability to the empire. He purged corrupt officials from the government, instituted fiscal austerity measures to rein in excessive spending, and embarked on a campaign to root out inefficiency and graft at all levels of administration. However, Pertinax's attempts at reform were met with fierce resistance from entrenched interests within the imperial bureaucracy. The old guard, accustomed to privilege and impunity, viewed Pertinax's efforts as a threat to their power and influence, and conspired to undermine his authority at every turn. Beyond the political intrigue of the capital, Pertinax faced a daunting array of military challenges on the empire's frontiers. Barbarian tribes in the north, perennially restless and opportunistic, launched raids and incursions into Roman territory with increasing frequency, stretching the empire's defenses to their limits. Meanwhile, in the east, the Parthian Empire, long a rival of Rome, saw an opportunity to exploit the empire's internal turmoil for its own gain. Pertinax was forced to divert precious resources and manpower to bolster the defenses along the eastern frontier, further straining an already overstretched military. But perhaps the greatest threat to Pertinax's rule came from within his own ranks. The Praetorian Guard, whose support had been instrumental in his ascension to the throne, grew increasingly disillusioned with his reforms and austerity measures. Sensing an opportunity to enrich themselves, a cabal of disgruntled Praetorians conspired to assassinate the emperor and install one of their own as ruler of Rome. In the year 193 AD, Pertinax's reign came to a sudden and violent end when he was murdered in his own palace by members of the Praetorian Guard. His death sent shockwaves throughout the empire, plunging Rome into a period of chaos and uncertainty. Though his reign was brief and tumultuous, Emperor Pertinax left behind a complex and enduring legacy. He was remembered as a reformer and a visionary, whose efforts to restore integrity and accountability to the imperial government laid the groundwork for future generations of leaders. Yet his tragic demise also served as a stark reminder of the perils of power and the fragility of even the mightiest empires. As Rome mourned the passing of one emperor, it braced itself for the turbulent years that lay ahead. Emperor Publius Helvius Pertinax, though his reign was short-lived and tumultuous, left an indelible mark on the annals of Roman history. In the aftermath of his assassination, the empire grappled with the consequences of his untimely demise while reflecting on the legacy he had left behind. Pertinax's assassination plunged Rome into a state of turmoil and uncertainty. With the emperor's death, the Praetorian Guard installed their own candidate, Didius Julianus, as ruler of Rome, sparking outrage and indignation among the populace. Civil unrest erupted in the capital, and rival claimants to the throne emerged, each vying for supremacy in the power vacuum left by Pertinax's demise. The reign of Didius Julianus was short-lived and marked by incompetence and corruption. His bid for power had alienated both the Senate and the people, and his rule was swiftly challenged by rival claimants from across the empire. In the year 193 AD, Septimius Severus, a skilled general with ambitions of his own, marched on Rome at the head of a formidable army, determined to seize the throne for himself. In a swift and decisive campaign, Severus defeated Didius Julianus and consolidated his grip on power, bringing an end to the chaos and uncertainty that had gripped Rome in the wake of Pertinax's death. His reign would herald a new era of stability and prosperity for the empire, but the memory of Pertinax and his doomed attempt to reform the empire would linger on. Though Pertinax's reign had ended in tragedy, his legacy endured. He was remembered as a principled and courageous leader who had dared to challenge the entrenched interests and corrupt practices that had long plagued the Roman government. His efforts to restore integrity and accountability to the empire's institutions would serve as an inspiration to future generations of reformers and statesmen. In the centuries that followed, Pertinax would be remembered as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition and the fragility of power. Yet he would also be celebrated as a visionary and a martyr, whose sacrifice had paved the way for a brighter future for Rome and its citizens. As the empire navigated the tumultuous years that lay ahead, the memory of Emperor Publius Helvius Pertinax would endure, a testament to the enduring power of courage, conviction, and the pursuit of a noble ideal. Thank you for watching. My channel, known as the Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including the history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age and the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity opens up the world to each of us individually and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit. More than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse, and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit.